people up in the tower was holding it and dancing with it.
The
I
content of this meeting is being sent to a third party.
yes,
But
I
the
straightened that
Wizard
out.
of Oz is the one they overdid it with, and so people were trying to have it in like every scene the last show, and at one point it just got chucked across the stage. Our poor director, because this was never something he wanted to have done. This was all
Oh no.
he knew it was coming, but that was the same show that our Wicked Witch, because she always yells to the window,
To the
for
walls. Oh.
exactly
I don't
backstage.
want to
That's
hang
what
out
everyone
with
else is
y'all.
saying. So last performance, she literally
Back
goes to
to
the
my bed
window,
I
to the
crawl.
wall, and then kept doing the show. And our director just went,
Honestly, they should have just broken into a musical number right there. Just,
Right.
just immediately gone to.
Just a flash mob.
well, I mean, she didn't want to get kicked out.
Mhm.
I do like our director.
Who wants to cover what happened last time? We will throw some math rocks around.
I could make a joke.
You can.
Okay.
Feel free.
We successfully left a room.
That you did.
Oh,
Yep.
I thought you were gonna say Riz the zombie.
No, I don't think it was successful.
Well,
You
They
successfully left
appreciated
the
you
room.
treating them like
Technically-
humans. It was successful.
Mhm.
I'm not sure you're
It
gonna
was
stick to
successful
landing.
in the
we
fact that we
anticipated.
exited the room successfully. Our
Yes.
destination and our
So we
process of
didn't
getting
enter the
to our
next space
destination.
successfully, is what you're saying.
Yes.
That's what you get
But
for
we
having me
exited
roll.
the previous room successfully.
Oh my goodness.
We didn't piss off the zombie people.
No.
Guys.
Our handlers,
To-
those two guys.
Yeah,
Those two guys.
yeah.
Who will forever be known as those two guys.
Yeah,
As far
right,
as my
fine by
characters
me.
are
I
concerned.
don't believe
Mhm.
I gave them names, so
You
let's
did.
go
You
with
Well, you
absolutely
did. There
did.
were
You did.
Smiles and
You did, and I definitely
Mr.
don't
Smiles
think
and
the names made it into my
Mr.
notes.
Here we go.
Who's there?
I have them.
I just know smiles.
Mr. Skulk and Mr. Smile. You
Oh,
bet.
Skulk.
Skulk
yeah.
and Mr. Smile. Yep.
All right, I can read the notes
Sure. Yeah.
if we want. So we met all of our characters last time. We met Gearbox, Tanamichi. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Tanamichi. We met Rina. We met Kai. We met Hoshi, and we met Molly. So we have been brought into our first team assignment, and the leaders come in yokai masks, even though they are not real yokai. So the government takes these masks as trophies, and so we step into a room. There are two people, one who looks like a chimney sweep and another that looks like a zombie, and they both seem very see-through and sickly. They slide a folder across the desk at us and it opens up. There's a single sheet of paper with a few lines and a symbol. The symbol is black and white and a picture of a child's drawing of a doll ripped in half with some of the stuffing spewing out. The few lines is very morbid, almost nursery rhyme poem, and the two men say, "Go on, fix it." Gearbox picks up the file and there is a key card. On the iron key, the teeth are actual teeth. About 6 of them are human teeth and 2 are canine fangs. The human teeth are yellowed, but the canines are bright white, and there is no evidence on how the teeth are secured to the iron. Gearbox grabs the key card and Tanamichi grabs the key. As they spin it and look it over, it produces an audible hum only to Tanamichi and no one else, and it is a haunting wail. Kai is looking at the key card. It's heavier than it should be, and someone cut a slit on the inside and stuffed something in there. Rena's going to threaten the two guys for more information, and they are going to try to manipulate and scare the two people who use fear for a living. I think we... Oh, the Rena goes for the fake knife. She didn't actually intimidate them, but I think that was maybe the original plan.
Yes.
Rena goes in for the fake knife and kind of schmoozes some information out of them. Turns out the key cards goes to Xantos Industries, and Xantos Industries is known as the Amazon of our world, and they deal in everything. International trade and now interdimensional trade, and this includes people, literally everything. Everyone basically tolerates him because he's the only licensed trade broker in the Mosaic. Tanamichi realizes Rina is getting more info, so they hold up the teeth key asking for more info, and they have no idea where it goes to. We pass it around to look at the key and see if anyone else can hear it. And once it gets back to Tanamichi, the key hisses, "I cannot believe you tried giving me away." Gearbox wants to take a closer look at the key card. And then there's a tiny scent that is given off, kind of like it's new plastic or recently sealed. The key card is given to us by Xantos. He doesn't really do visitors, but if we need access, we now have access to his place. And he has not left the residence in a while. Upon looking at the photo with the doll, it looks like a brick wall and a brick has been pulled out. Looks like the poem was dug into the wall pretty deep and it was either done by knife or a bird talon. The hair on the doll is synthetic and is from a specific place in Steel Court, and Steel Court is also famous for its brickwork, so we know to start there. The photo was taken in an abandoned building that has not been used in about 24 years. People usually still use this building for illegal things, drunk shenanigans, teenage angst, etc. We're set on the mission because the whole squad is too much and would be too distracting due to the populated area, yet 2 agents would not be enough, so here we are. The zombies whistle and a one-legged bird shows up and pulls a scythe off of his back, and he makes a slice in the wall, opening up a portal to allow us to rift dive. When Gearbox jumps in, he says, "See you dead or deader," and mortals are not meant to rift dive, so all of us are stuck in the ether, and that is where we are.
So, good news. The Mosaic doesn't have a bottom. So there's a fairly good chance you won't hit anything and just die.
You're giving
Bad
a recap
news.
every time, right?
She
Yeah.
usually does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For every time, for everything we ever do, and also games you're not in.
Yes,
Right,
any
right.
game I am in with Jay, you need to show up to your
Yes.
recap.
Yeah, no, that
Isn't
is
she
how I
great?
take
Please.
notes for all of my D&D sessions, so we get all the details.
Bless you.
She's pretty great.
Uh-huh.
The good news
Bless
is you're not going to fall and hit anything because
Mhm.
the Mosaic doesn't have a bottom. The bad news
challenge?
is the Mosaic doesn't have a bottom. So the piece of land, so you can just fall forever and ever and ever and
Yep.
ever and ever. The only other piece of good news that you have is that the building you're looking for is like 600 feet to your right, and you're flying past it.
Oh, nice.
And
Missed
you
it by
can't
that
miss
much.
it. There's a giant red and black X emblazoned on the side of it. Subtlety is not Xanatos' bag. Let's see. Oh, right. The other bad news. There appear to be giant winged spider demons coming at you pretty fast.
Why wouldn't there be?
Pretty
Uh-oh.
fast.
Oh,
Like-
good. Complications.
More legs to
Mhm,
step on you
mhm.
with.
Oh, there's
I'm
no ground for them to
hearing,
step on. I would be more worried about the
I'm
mandibles
hearing
personally.
mount. Like, can I wrangle one to ride one?
Sure. How do you want to do that?
I mean, we're in the air and they're
Of
coming at
course.
us. Might as well use them for mode of transportation.
Can I briefly make an addendum to our notes?
Oh,
You would
yeah,
like
what's
more
up?
clarification on how big the spider creatures are?
Well, no. One of us is down in
Oh, that
Inyo.
might be helpful.
One of us down with what?
At the Inyo. The
Oh, I'm down in you.
The magic
Yes.
back and
Mhm,
forth that makes
mhm.
up your reality.
right.
Yes.
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 There's
Yep,
a
Rena used it to do the
Yeah.
convincing them thing.
Right.
there's a-
You needed that success, so you got it. Right.
yeah.
Mhm.
So she
The
has the
fake
downside.
nice.
Yeah. She's on the downside of the Schwartz right now.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, the Schwartz will come back around, you know.
Yeah. Well, there's an upside. There's a downside. There's two sides to every Schwartz.
Right.
Well,
Probably come soon.
How
Yeah.
far away are said?
Spider
Spi-
demons.
Bear-sized spider demons that have like
Oh.
wings
Oh,
made
oh,
out of
good. Just
cobwebs.
Bears.
Oh, good. Just
Got it.
bears. Bear size.
Mandibles
Okay,
on the
that's
front
fine.
large enough, like as my arms are 3 feet long, and they're longer than that.
So
Uh,
Argorg?
Sure.
How
Um,
far away are they?
200 feet and closing, as in they will be on you at the end of the round. They're fast. What do you want to do?
How big are the mandibles?
4.5
average.
feet, give or take. There's a great quote out of context, or even in context. How big are the mandibles? Look, it's not the
Mhm.
size of the mandible, it's how you use it. What do you want to
Oh
do?
no, the size of the mandible is very important here.
I would like to prep and attempt to use my whip to latch on to mandibles to use it to steer them.
Oh my
To pull
goodness.
myself and then mount it and use the mandibles to steer it.
You and I are having a very similar thought, actually.
Uh-huh.
Just,
I had
just
another
so,
idea, but
just so I understand this,
We'll go
for,
with that
you know,
one first.
the people who might be watching in the back, you want to
Uh-huh.
use a whip to attempt to Indiana Jones the mandible of a
Mhm.
giant flying spider. That's, I mean, there's like foam on the mouth, and maybe it's got rabies. Who knows?
Yeah, but it's not falling.
Snap. That's true. It's flying. That's true.
Yeah.
Which is just falling with style. You bet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you're falling while flying, you're either landing or crashing. Those are not the same.
Clearly, you haven't met Buzz Lightyear. Would
I don't
you?
want to.
Toy Story is a great movie. Would you make a
I've
athletics
seen the
role to
movie.
do?
I don't want to meet him.
Would you make an athletics role to do the just ludicrously dangerous thing you're attempting to do with your whip?
Oh boy, and I'm not athletic at all.
But you are brave, so like,
Bravery only
Body
gets you
was
so
not
far,
the
man.
one that I did anything on hardly. Okay, so I can only roll one.
Right.
and I'd say call upon the Inyo, but you can't.
No.
Like,
Mm. Oh, darn it.
you
no, I
get to
can't do
roll.
that.
Wait, do you have any points in body? You should get those too.
But it has to be under athletics, right?
Yeah, which is under body.
So
I don't
you
have any in athletics. I didn't select athletics as any of my things.
Right, but
So
how
you
many points
only
of body
have
do you
body
have?
that
Just
you're
one
rolling.
point of body?
I just have 1 point of body.
Oh yeah,
because
it's just one
3,
die.
2, and 1. Yep.
Just
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
checking. Oh boy.
I went more for the intellectual, not the strength.
So I'm gonna level with you. The only way you can do that is if you roll a 6 and it explodes, and then you roll another 6.
Well, gotta take my shot. Let's see.
Is it a 1?
It's a
Oh.
2.
Oh.
So arguably, it still could have been worse.
Mm.
So you spin up and you slap that thing right in the eye.
Well,
Which one? There's like 8.
That's true.
Eh.
Oh, excuse
It was
me.
coming at me anyway. At least I
Right,
got
there's
it in.
actually 24 because there's 3 of them, but I see your point.
Right.
That was not a very
I need to
good
find
idea.
a different
Tanamichi says.
thing to do than turn off my camera. So excuse me while I look for something to hold up in front of my camera.
Sure. While you
My
do
cat
that,
doesn't count.
I was going to ask you what you want to do on your turn, but if you're off looking for some sort of prop, let's see what Yamamoto's up to instead.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh, jeez.
So we are falling, right?
Free falling like you fell out of a plane rather than a parachute, you bet. On the upside, the mosaic is gorgeous. Every shape, every color, every feeling you've ever had washes over you in rapid succession. It's delirious and wonderful and painful and sad and like nihilism mixed with the best kiss you've ever had 24/7 all the time.
So an acid trip on the way down. Got it.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
This is part of that whole humans aren't supposed to do this kind of thing.
I specifically designed my character to be a very wind focused Mikio user.
Oh good. Well, good.
I have both wind sleep and wind barrage.
I don't know what either one of those things do, so this ought to be fun.
Yeah, wind sleep. When you take a movement action to leap before the end of your turn, you double your base speed. Alternatively, when you fall, you can immediately perform this Mikio to negate any falling damage. Obviously, we're not going to hit anything right now, but could I possibly use either that or the wind barrage, which I surround my body with wind for 10 minutes, which technically increases the range of my melee attacks, but I create a 30-foot blast of air. Can I basically like jet stream towards...
You want to jump without the ability to kick off of anything is what you're trying to get here.
And use my blasts as like the kickoff thing.
Yeah. How very Dante from Devil May Cry. Or that one Spider-Man game, right. There's this great old PS2 game where Spider-Man jumps and then jumps again in midair, and he says that. He goes, I know it breaks the laws of physics, but so does everything else I do. So you just want to, you bet. Doesn't that cost you energy?
It's using Mikio.
Right.
Let's see. I gotta remember
You
what
get like
happens when I use it.
I need to remember where that is in the book.
You use one of your key reserve.
There we go. And it was in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Which is on
I figured it was
underneath armor.
Yeah, I do have 3 key preserve.
Awesome.
I'm just wondering what.
Does it tell you have to make some sort of roll, or do you just do it?
It just says when I take a movement action for the wind's leap
Yep.
before the end of my turn. And
Sounds like you're just doing it to me. Do
yeah,
you want to
wind
do it
barrage,
at a
yeah.
spider creature? And do you want to bring one of your teammates with you? Though I'll make you roll to do that. Enough air to carry you 30 feet is enough air to help you drag someone else.
Bring Rena. She already tried. You already know she needs assistance.
But
the rest
the
of us
air
at
is
least have
the
a
air
shot.
is strong enough to move you forward effortlessly. I would suggest this suggests to me that it's strong enough to move two of you with effort. However, at that point, we'll be talking the amount of your strength to bear the muscle.
Yeah.
Because before all the friction was in the wind, now you're talking about holding on to someone else and pulling them with you. That's you, not the wind.
Yeah.
So up to you. I
Okay.
guaranteed jump just you, or a risky jump with you and another person.
My skills. I can't see if there's anything extra. Yeah, I think seeing Rena not do great with
Ouch.
what she attempted. He's gonna try to see what she was trying to do and use this as kind of to get her to the place that she was trying to get to.
Ooh.
You bet. Would you make a strength check? You'll make the move no matter what. But if you miss, it's a strength check. You'll throw Rena in the wrong direction.
Cool.
If you roll very badly, you'll throw Rena right into those mandibles.
Eesh.
Eek.
Okay.
I still wouldn't be falling.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes, you would. You would absolutely still be falling. Yes, you
Into
would.
the throat of a monster. That's true.
Okay. I have nothing in strength, but I have 2 body, so I have slightly better chances.
You're playing with fire.
Important question.
But
Did
I
anyone
also
focus on
have
bodies?
my Inyo
Not all the time,
Still.
no.
as well.
Did anyone in this group focus on body?
You do get
Oh no.
Good
I
job,
almost
guys.
did.
Kai says, like not him. Like
I have a 2 in body, but
Yeah, I
none
have
of us
2 in
chose
body.
it
It's
as
like
our
my
main
mid.
one.
No.
Yeah, I got a 1 in that.
Oh, we're so
Oh,
smart for
no,
ninjas,
guys.
Oh, look at us go.
right?
Uh-huh.
I have faith. You'll always find a way.
We're
always
nerdy
do.
ninjas.
Right.
Mhm.
Nerd.
Hey,
Mine.
no, nerds
Uh,
can still be strong.
That's true.
Yes.
Okay, we're
Gain
not
additional-
that.
We're not.
But
Like
we just need to
nerds
clever
can-
our way out of this.
Right, nerds can be strong. These nerds are.
These are not.
Right.
Yes. These specific nerds are not. Yeah, okay. And then I can call out, just making sure I understand this. I can call out to use Inyo after the fact, like
Correct.
after I roll.
To get the one
Okay.
extra success that you need, you bet.
Okay.
Which is to say, if you need 2 successes, the Inyo won't solve your problem.
No fucking way.
What'd you get?
I rolled fucking snake eyes, man.
Oh God.
Ow.
Oh.
Fair enough, strong.
So you both get hit by
No.
spiders.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Wow.
that kind of
Um,
fits my track record of dice.
So you dash forward, the air just lifts you forward. You do a hand sign that I'm not going to bother to do on screen. You grab
Yep.
Rena and just whip her like a
try to get
softball
her-
right into that spider's mouth.
That's not where I was aiming
If it makes you feel better, that is a home run kind of swing. Go you. You should take up sports. 4, what do you want to do?
No, sports, you still want to go where you're aiming.
I am not really great in the air, so there is not much.
Literally no human is.
Clearly, the couple of us that have tried aren't either. So you're kind of like exactly like even if you get anything, you'll be good.
Yeah, we started at I screwed up and then went to I made it worse. You literally
Yep.
can't do worse than that. Like there's
Hey,
nowhere to go
cannot
but
be
up.
like challenge accepted on that.
I don't actually
Mhm,
have
mhm.
anything I can do. I can fall.
Mayday, mayday.
Like a boss.
Cool.
Do you
Do you have any kind of communication? Anything like that to communicate with the
do you have a weapon?
Yep, I have a pistol.
Good.
Hey, there
That's
you
a
go.
ranged
the
weapon.
damn thing that has her in his mouth?
There's 3 spiders.
Yeah.
Wait, did my body on impact hurt it?
No.
No,
Did I? No, I did.
It's
Probably didn't
bear
throw it hard
size.
enough.
I could
your
collide in
body
the
on
face with a
impact
bear.
fed it.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, it opens up and there's rows of whirling teeth in there like a meat grinder, and you're like
Did not need that image.
I cannot believe I
are they
rolled
just
snake eyes.
flying straight towards us? By any
flying
chance?
is a strong word. They're dive bombing upon you. Their wings have narrowed on their back and they're
Okay.
like giant fuzzy torpedoes. But yeah, I suppose flying, they are approaching you at high speed.
Would it be at all possible for me to throw a few particle walls directly in front of where they're falling for them to crash into?
Sorry, did you say particle balls?
Particle wall.
Balls.
What the hell is a particle wall?
Uh,
So
throw
no.
up to 6 small cubes of condensed matter to a point within 50 feet. Each cube expands to fill a 5 cubic area with 10 vitality for 10 minutes.
Yeah, sure, you bet. What does that look like? And I don't mean mechanically. I mean literally. What physical shape does the wall take? Is it green? Does it glow? Is it made out of just dull, boring rock?
Is it like some
it
Green
doesn't-
Lantern shit?
It doesn't
Yeah, right.
specify at all.
Oh, I
it's-
did.
So
Cody
it's going to
wrote
be
this. There's
like
no way.
a pale, this one's going to be like a pale blue.
Okay,
Because portals.
because portals.
Portals.
You have
Because
2 actions. So one of them is the creation of the wall. What do you want to do with the other one?
I want to try and throw have one of the cubes show up in front of where one of the spiders is about to go crashing, dive bomb into.
Right. I'm not going to be rolled for that. This is one of your special Miyakos, right? You just do it.
Yep.
You bet. So you and the cubes fly out of your fingers and they, expand. And one of those spider creatures, you don't see it. Wait, can you see through the cubes?
Yep.
Then you do see it. You see this satisfying, like a great bug on a greater windshield. There's this satisfying crunching sound as one of the heads sort of caves in and the wings flap around the front of the cube a little bit. They're not okay.
And you said you couldn't do anything.
Right. If they live, they will not live
this
well.
this was your Mikyo?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want to do with your second point of it? Juice, power, agency, whatever you want to call it.
How many cubes did I use?
You said you throw out 3, which is good because you crushed one of those creatures.
Yeah.
But it's bad because that means the first thing you said was I want the cubes to be between us and them, which means that now Rena's on the other side of that cube wall, being chewed upon with no direct access from the rest of the party.
I want to try and would it be possible for me to throw the other cube inside the other one's mouth?
Not the one that has Rena in its mouth.
No, but
Damn
there's
it.
3 of them, right?
Yeah. I'm just making sure you want to try and throw it in the mouth of the creature.
Yeah. So I can't bite because there's a giant cube in it.
Sure.
Or expanding cube.
Do you think it would expand fast enough to, I don't know, rip its skull open from the inside out? Or is this more like a ball gag situation?
Ball. Jesus.
Wow.
Specifically
Ball
not
gag.
a ball.
We're
This is specifically not a ball, though.
A
It's
cube
a-
gag situation.
Yes. Be
it's a-
specific.
That
Yeah,
is
it's
somehow
a cube
even
gag.
worse.
Cube gag.
It's a cube gag.
It's a flying spider monster cube gag. Let's go.
Right. No one ever expects the old spider bear BDSM gag, right?
Yeah, and I just want to throw 1 in there if I can.
Just one
Got it.
in there, he says. They gotta start slow, you know? I'm like,
Hey, consent's important. We gotta figure
Right.
out if it likes it or not.
yeah, right.
Oh my god. I
Gonna
should
try a
not
new
swallow
thing?
water.
And oh man.
I didn't think we were gonna beat the jokes up from Saturday, and I am so sorry that somehow we are.
I have absolute faith.
It has been a half hour. This
Hey,
is
Heather,
unreachable.
challenge accepted.
Oh,
It's been
I'll
10
tell you what,
fucking minutes and
whether
we're
that
already
spider
here.
bear dies or not, it's gonna remember you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mike, if you never want to play
God.
with me again, I understand.
Beg pardon?
Because we keep traumatizing you. Well, maybe not traumatizing you with the jokes.
Oh no, we're fine.
What was
Are,
it
we,
we
are
said
you just
last
hardcore
time?
judging still?
I'm gonna put 12 hard inches into that thing's soft hole. Is that what you said last time? Oh,
That
that
made
was
it worse.
Wait
a second.
I don't recall. I don't. I'm not sure that's exactly the phrasing I used.
you're right. You
But
said 9 inches. That's true.
No,
Yeah,
it was
and not hard inches because it was a crowbar. So, like,
Yeah.
you're adding.
Oh, gee.
yes.
Cast
Spe-
iron inches. You know what I mean?
Spearfishing for a scorpion, yeah.
Yeah.
With a crowbar.
Yeah,
Anyway,
great.
that was a different game. These are spiders. This is completely different.
These are falling,
They're
diving
still
spare.
I mean, they're spelled arachnids and they're
They're
both
still
enormous.
arachnids.
Right?
Like, I don't know that it's actually that different.
You don't have a crowbar in this game.
Right, and they have wings.
Yes.
Totally
Listen,
different.
you don't.
Yes.
That just means you weren't as prepared this time.
Yeah, right.
No, I have a crossbow and smoke grenades.
Nice.
So you have so you have an
I have
arrow.
a pistol and a dart
He has
gun.
an arrow, yeah. Yeah. He has a shaft he might use at range. That's
Oh
true.
no.
Like,
So, would the cubes?
expand to harm the creature. Yes, that's an
No.
important way.
The third cube, or even the first cube that the creature ran into.
Yep.
It would probably break when I hit it too.
Okay.
It only has 10 vitality,
Hmm.
but it was more physics.
Right,
The
right.
question is, does this mean we have at least one cube that is stable in space to
Land
be
on.
latched upon?
That is a good
Yeah.
question. When you throw the cubes out, you control, do they float? Or does it like if you throw it up 30 feet, once gravity takes over, it comes back down? I don't know if it's going to say that. I think that's your decision to make as the first player to use that ability. Be careful
would
with
like
that
it-
power now.
I would like it to float. It's supernatural. Why not?
Awesome. My kind of guy. You bet.
Can't-
For perspective, 10 vitality is more than an average human being, a hardy, healthy human being has.
I think it's pretty good.
A tough street punk who could kill you with a knife or their knuckles has 8.
Yeah, so vitality 10 is like what each one of us, I believe, currently has.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Right. You're better than the average human, which is why you have more than 8. A heavily armed SWAT soldier with tons of armor and training and has, I think, 20. 10 vitality is something. So you throw the cube into the air. One of them you plug the creature in the face with, like a sledgehammer on a melon. The second one goes in that thing's mouth. Does it expand enough to harm it, or enough to just kind of make it go?
The goal of it that I'm trying to do is where it can't chew.
You bet. So it's sort of a gummy cube gag. You bet. What are you doing with the third one? You're right over there, Mike.
I mean, I've seen far worse things in my brain and also in real life, but still,
I appreciate the face. You're like,
the words gum. I have many faces. Anyway, the words gummy cube
We
gag.
appreciate all of them.
No two words of that 3-word phrase belong together.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
I actually have 2 more cubes. Because it was 1 on the first, or 3 on the first spider, 1 in the mouth. Can I throw the other 2 at the other one?
How many cubes does an individual use of the ability give you?
6.
You have 6 cubes per usage.
Yep, throw up to 6 small cubes of condensed
Then
matter.
yeah, you bet.
Yeah, let's see if we can't physics crush another one.
Sure, I don't see why not.
Wait. Which one are we crushing? Are we crushing the one who's choking, or are we crushing the one who's eating?
Not the one that's eating.
Wait, I thought the eating one is the choking one.
No, because
there
one
are-
has Rena in its
It
mouth.
is choking on
Yeah.
Rena, but
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
sort of I took you to
In
take
a,
a bite kind of way.
I
not
am
in a,
excited about this.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I will be fed for the day.
Right.
Okay. Never mind then.
It is
Feast taming
actively
skills are not my
masticating.
forte.
Right. I'm busy masticating on a player character.
I just
You
love
bet.
the question of, is this the one that's choking or the one that's eating?
The line between those two things is really thin.
Yeah, one
I will
chicken
say
bone.
it is an important skill to be able to do CPR on yourself, and I hope that you never need to know it.
That's where you're going with that.
It's important to teach the spiders how to do CPR.
Yeah, it is.
Can we pause real quick and do a CPR first aid class with the spiders?
Right. It's important to branch out and help your community. You know.
And then in return, they'll give us a ride.
That's what Hoshi's gonna do in their turn. Time out. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave the last two casts. I can't think of anything to do with them.
Okay. You have 2 actions on your turn. With the first one, you cast cubes. What do you want to do with the second one?
I couldn't remember. Does it take an action to draw a weapon?
No.
Then I want to try and shoot one of the other ones somewhere in the face that's not near.
You bet. I think this is the first actual regular, good old-fashioned attack of the campaign.
I don't think I did 2 actions.
No, I think both
you didn't.
Rena and
Tanamichi get a second.
each,
Yes.
each only just did one.
I would argue that Tanamichi used their second ability, their second agency
okay.
to make with the yanking.
Yeah, because like the
You had to say
movement
it that
was like part of the Mikio, and then the other stuff was also
Okay.
like that first action.
And I would
but
have
that-
used 2 had I been successful in doing the mandibles and then trying to wrangle it, but I didn't, so I still have 1 left.
Right, and we'll get back to you
Okay, just
once
wanted to
you're
make
in
sure.
the food. Once you are the food, you are the food.
Well,
Yeah.
Is
not
now
again
a bad
then.
time to say that I have the animal magnet quirk that animals consider me a friend?
This is a
That-
very good time to mention that.
It's a very good time.
Especially because they haven't tried to eat you yet,
No, they haven't.
Oh,
and now we know why.
Now is perhaps a
Exactly.
good time to point out that the things in front of you might be animals. They might be yokai. One is just because one looks like the other doesn't mean they are the same.
Oh, so I guess we'll see if I get
Mhm.
attacked or not. We'll know.
Right. Four.
Got
What
it.
do you want to do with your? You said you want to shoot one of them.
Yeah, the preferably the one that's trying to eat somewhere in the face that's not near.
Right. You
'cause
bet.
they
To
have
do
big
this, you
faces.
either make in this case, you're going to make a marksmanship attack.
Yep.
Against these, against an athletics or a melee check of the other character, because you're shooting them. This would be an athletics check. So you are going to make a marksmanship check, and if you roll better than they do, you hurt them.
Okay. That rolls me a 5. 5 dice.
So go ahead.
So I have a 5, 4, 2 2s, and a 1.
I have, hold on. I rolled 2 6s, which is bad, but I also rolled a 1, so not as bad. I have 1, 2. I have a grand total of 2 successes. Like,
So
what do you got there?
what's a success for me?
4 or higher.
So does the 1 get rid of a success?
Correct.
I have 1 success.
So you shoot at the
so-
creature. Go ahead.
2 2s is just a fail. It doesn't add up to a 4.
Correct.
Yeah, so I have 1 success. I
So
was-
it is meet or beat. Do you want to use the power to bend fate to get that 1 success you need to shoot this creature?
no.
Just check it. You bet. The bullet spirals past it and flies off into the ether.
That won't come bite. But
Kai, what do you want to do?
Okay, so
We'll go back to Rena in a minute, but I want to know what you're going to do first.
depending on I have one of 2 things I want to do. Depends on the ruling for what deep fog does.
Okay. Because of our previous conversation, I need you to be careful with the use of the word deep. Continue.
We are officially in the euphemism Olympics right now. It's yeah.
This
So-
whole combat has turned
so-
into that.
Hey ho!
The smoke bomb Mikio, which I'm officially renaming just to get it away from your dirty mind. You can create a fog bank in a 50-foot radius area within 100 feet.
Okay.
Now the question I have is,
Will they
Does
look
that-
more like
is-
gorillas in the mist if you? Yes, they will.
that was not the question. The question was, is that fixed in space, as in as soon as I deploy it, we are going to fly directly past it? Or is it centered on a point and fixed around that point?
If it doesn't say, I would argue you get to decide. This is a Mikio, right? It's a clan ability that you know. I
Right.
say it's your decision.
Okay.
Does anyone else at the table have that specific ability?
I thought one of us did, but it may be the player who is currently not available.
I have Smoke Blossom, but I think that's different.
Yeah, I
Yes.
haven't. Yeah, mine's a fog.
I have something that's similar. It's called Aura of Wind,
Hmm.
which is what I'm hoping to be able to use.
Well, let's see here.
If you're the only one with the ability, I say you get to decide, just like everyone else does when they get to decide on their thing.
Right.
Mikio
So-
are inherent magical gifts.
Yeah. So the thought originally was to use that to prevent them from trying to eat us. Unfortunately, as one of them already has one of us
Right.
in its mouth, I think in this case I'm going to do a little skydiving maneuver, and essentially like go from like full dive to spread eagle. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. So and then basically just essentially try to
You're not
catch
gonna
up.
fool me. That's low hanging fruit. I'm not taking that bait.
Hey, you know,
Uh,
I don't care how low your fruit hangs.
like, you can dangle it all you want. I'm not touching it.
Yeah. So
Uh,
so I'm gonna try and essentially close the distance to the spider that has Rena in its mouth.
okay.
In order to get, I essentially want to try and like get close enough to either land on it or take a close range crossbow shot at it.
Which one? I suppose it doesn't
Uh,
matter because you're taking the movement action first.
Right.
So the first thing you did was you are creating the fog. Yes.
I'm
Or
gonna
did
hold
you-
off on that until if we can get Rena out of this one's mouth.
Okay. So you're
then-
actually taking your first point of agency on the turn then. With the
yeah.
movement. Okay.
Yes.
Um.
Uh,
how are you going to move? You don't have the ability to kick off or move horizontally or anything.
Well, no, but when you're skydiving, when you go from like
Right. Yeah. You
arms
create
arms
more.
figures, yeah,
right.
you're essentially trying to deliberately create more drag as opposed to
Right.
you know. So I'm essentially trying to do that.
So that
Because
as the
the-
creature, it'll continue to move faster. You'll move slower. You'll catch up with each other. Right. I got it.
Right. That's the idea.
Sure, you bet. You slow down, the creature hurtles towards you. Now what? You end up eyeball to eyeball to eyeball to eyeball to eyeball, and so on.
Perfect. 8 separate targets for me to hit with a crossbow bolt.
Make sure you don't roll low, because technically there's, if we're counting eyes, there are 10 targets for you to hit.
Well, I'm
No.
aware, but I'm hoping to be close enough to Rena that I could literally just avoid hitting her.
You
but
just like move to the left and shoot. You bet.
right, it's essentially like dead center in this thing's brain as opposed to its general face
Sure,
area.
I'm all for saying you roll with advantage. Cool.
So let's see. Now, thankfully, marksmanship is a mind skill.
All right.
Yeah.
I like-
Yes.
So I have 5 dice to roll.
You actually
Hell
have
yeah.
I love
6.
that for you.
Okay.
6 with the advantage.
Advantage
Oh.
gets you an extra die
Mhm.
because you're
Oh.
right on top of this thing. So,
Okay.
the good news is that if you roll really poorly, I don't have to feel bad about the spider chomping.
Okay. So that's.
It's okay. I'm prepared to make a new character.
Oh, not you. I mean, maybe
Wow.
you too. Who knows? You say
Two
that so
successes.
cavalierly, like I
Stop
kill your
almost
characters
dying
all
on
the time.
session 2.
I
I have-
have.
I have never
Almost.
once killed one of Becky's characters by accident or on purpose. Ever.
I have almost done
She
something
almost
similar.
died session 2 of one of our current campaigns. So
Yeah.
she needs to stop doing that.
That's 2 successes you've got there?
Out of, well, you said 6 dice, right?
6. Oh my god. I rolled
so
5 dice to avoid you. I rolled 5 ones.
Wow.
Holy
Wow.
jackwagons. Holy
No,
I thought
jackwagons.
my snake eyes was like bad, but
You rolled
like
so-
spider eyes.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but
Huh?
you plugged this thing.
Dead
How much-
center in the cranium.
How much damage does your do?
My
That's a very
little,
technical term.
my little thwippy guy does 4 damage.
4 damage, you bet.
Mhm.
Oh.
But you did say right to the brain, though, right? You just put this thing, you put a crossbow against the sides of this thing's head and just,
Yeah.
you bet. So traditionally, these creatures have more than 4 vitality, but in this particular case, that crossbow bolt is going to go in one ear and out the other, like parenting to teenagers. Shoot right out the side. Blood's going to squirt all over the place. Rena's going to be like, oh, which is good, but go into free fall, which is bad. Molly, what do you want to do?
All right, so she, like being biologist, she's like all things science, research, etc. She's never seen these things before, so she's really excited.
Oh,
knowing
What is
that
wrong
she-
with you?
So knowing that she is, because she knows herself that she is great with animals,
Mhm.
she stands there, she's like, oh my gosh, you're just so cute, and just like stands there with her arms open, just waiting to
We're not standing, we're
see these things
falling.
run
That is
at
a
her.
key
She's just
piece of
standing
it.
there with open arms, like, oh my goodness.
As she falls through the air, like, you're so cute.
Yeah, we're falling actively,
Yeah.
all of us. There's no
Yes,
standing.
exactly. And she is way more focused on making friends with the spider than
She's
she
falling
is
for it.
on anything else.
Lundy. I
there's
like
such a
it.
thing as too nice.
Mhm.
Maybe not too nice, just fascinated.
Right,
This
right.
is-
Again,
this
with her
is- no,
scientist
this is,
background and like research and study in biology, she's like, this is a creature I've never seen before, and it's probably gonna be
This
my
is
friend.
a key example of every white woman going, but I could pet it.
Exactly.
Yes.
As a classic white woman, yes.
You've
And I
met Welsh
hate to
Mike,
say
right?
that I
Can I
fit
pet
in
that
that
dog?
category, and I
Mm.
shouldn't.
But
Not in the
coming-
sense of I am the person that goes, but I want to try.
Mhm,
Let me
mhm.
pet it.
Coming from someone who's like from Montana, where I've seen people actively try to walk up to a fucking buffalo. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
The
I've
the
seen
other
that
Mike,
before in real life.
the other Mike swears that he can never go to Australia because he goes, I will not return.
Mhm.
I will attempt to pet something that I shouldn't, and
Yeah.
I know that, and I'll do it anyway, and I'll be dead, and you'll never hear from me again. They'll never find me. You'll know where I am because that particular creature's kind of tubby today. like, I know,
Yeah,
does
so-
that make you sad? And he goes, yes, because Australia is filled with some of the outlandish creatures on the friggin' planet, and I want to pet them all.
Mhm.
That just means he can't go without a chaperone. That's it.
Right. That's what I said. I said that means you need to bring your,
Mhm,
your dad with you.
You just
Like,
take,
you
yeah, you
wouldn't
just
wanna
take
go
someone that's
pet an
going to
emu?
keep you alive, and then you're fine.
no, emus are are you familiar with the emu war? Like,
I know it's amazing. I want
They
to go
won.
congratulate the victor.
No, the large running bird. No, those things.
Mike's just like, nah.
I've played
fuck
enough
Yeah,
Far Cry
absolutely
3 to never ever want to engage with a cassowary ever.
it.
an ostrich will kick you, literally cave in your skull with its feet.
Mhm,
Like, I don't know. If I
mhm.
like, that thing when cartoons where they shove their head in the sand. No, that's not a thing. Like,
Aggro. Those are aggro birds.
Yep, yep.
okay. That bird looks at you, goes, "You want a piece of me?" and then just like takes the whole fucking plate. You know what I mean? Like, I
Well,
would.
Mhm.
I've won against the geese. I thought I'd up the ante.
Oh, I see.
No, the geese shouldn't be the challenge. The geese should be the warning.
Right? Yeah, you took the wrong
Mhm,
lesson from
mhm.
that. Do not. If you take anything away from today's table, do not attempt to goose a cassowary. It's a bad
No.
idea. So Molly, I'm not gonna have talking isn't an action. So with your first free action, you go, "Oh, love me." What do you want to do with your actual first point of agency?
Well, I guess it depends on how the spider responds to her.
Are you trying to charm this thing, or are you just talking?
Two's
I guess
dead, one's
both the
gagged.
charm. Because it says that
Right, one is busy going, and the other two are dead. Well, one of them is dead because it has a crossbow through its head. The other one got fucked up pretty bad.
got it. Yeah, so she was probably like trying to charm these things, and then they both like died in front of her, and she's like, "Oh, well, that's really unfortunate." And then pulls some poison out of her bag and tries to go put it in the mouth to like make it spit Rena out.
Oh no, the one that
It's
had
already
Rena
dead
died.
though.
That's the one that died.
So right, so we
Oh.
have the one that he threw the first cube on,
the
and
cube.
it collided with it like a brick wall. It's not dead, but
It has a headache though.
It has a bad headache. It's bleeding from the face. It looks real, like its eyes. If it was a cartoon, its eyes would be kind of rolling around in its skull. It's not okay. It'll probably live, but it won't live very well. The
Yeah,
other one
well-
is dead. The third one with a cube gag in its mouth looks real frustrated.
I mean, instinct, she's gonna want to go pull the gag out of its mouth because again, like friends to animals and stuff. But even still, she's still gonna go the poison route.
And we're going to attempt to come up to it, comfort it about the cube, and then shove poison in there instead. Do the indie swap. Ball gag for poison vial.
Yep. That
Sorry,
sounds about
cube
right.
gag for poison vial. You bet.
Yep.
Like,
oh, I'm so sorry. Let me help you. How mean. How dare he put that in your mouth? And so as she's like pulling the cube out, she's putting the poison in.
I cannot believe I'm going to say
Visual.
this. Would you roll a stealth check to perform the indie swap on the giant creature as to successfully swap the cube gag for poison vial without being noticed, so it doesn't attempt to bite you when you do so? I can't believe
Honestly,
I just
that
said
might have been the most normal sentence that was said today.
Honestly, kind of.
I can't believe I
A
just said
little
that.
bit more normal than the rest of
I-
this
I
conversation.
got a
And it
4
had
and
the
a
fewest
6.
euphemisms.
It had no euphemism.
Exactly.
A cube gag is a real thing now. We've established that. It wasn't even
Yeah, it's-
euphemism. It really is a gag.
It was a shockingly non-horny sentence.
That's me. Shockingly non-horny. That's me.
I guarantee you I can win that fight.
She got a
You
4 and a
want
6.
to?
Yeah, it feels like a weird hill to die on, but hey, you do you. Go ahead and make that sleight of hand roll, stealth roll, excuse me, which is body plus your stealth.
Yep, a 4 and a 6.
You bet. Explode that 6, roll again.
Just the one?
Yeah, so you bank the 6 you already have, that one counts, and then you roll again.
4.
How many total successes does that give you?
4? 3?
No,
Hey,
four,
look at
'cause
that.
the sixes
The
count
creature-
for two. Yeah. So you got 2 4s and then a 6 that counts for 2, so 4.
Yep,
The
4.
creature also got a 4 for its awareness, but it's meter beat, so you still pass. You do the swap. What kind of poison did you feed this thing? Does it tell you what kind you've got, or is it just
Yeah, I
poison?
fed it snake scale solution. So
That sounds
after being
creepy as
afflicted by
hell.
this poison, a character takes 2 points of damage at the beginning of each of their turns until they make a difficult endurance check or someone makes a difficult medicine check with first aid kit.
Did you create this poison, or did you buy it or acquire it somewhere?
I feel like she made it.
Then you know whether or not it's immediately noticeable. Like with this pain they're taking that causes them vitality damage, will they know it's because they've ingested poison? Like, do their veins light up with fire? Or is this mistakable as, I don't know, I hurt myself?
I think it would start as like uncomfortable for like a 1 round. Be like,
Like a
oh,
cube
like
gag. Right,
my
yeah, I got it.
tummy hurts, and then like, oh shit.
I see. You bet. So you didn't move towards it. That was your first action. What do you want to do with your second one?
And then I think she's gonna try to do I think she's just gonna bind it, like try to tie it up.
You
Because
have
she has a
rope?
package of bindings.
Uh-huh.
This package of binding can be used to bind a character's wrists or ankles together. A character is bound must make it difficult. But I think she's gonna try to do it's like mandibles. and like
Just
tie
find the face. You bet.
yeah, tie like the teeth together.
I was going to ask how you were going to handcuff the spider, but this
hog tie.
But this
Hog
seems more
tie the
practical.
spider.
Uh-huh.
marginally more sense.
Would you make a strength roll to tie those mandibles down?
Uh-oh.
As we've established, none of us are strong.
She is not strong.
You are of will, strong of will.
Not all of us are also weak, but none of us are like,
That's a 6.
hi, buddy.
Hey.
I only get one roll, and that was a 6. Thank you.
So that's one
six.
success. Set that aside. Roll another one.
Oh,
Oh my god, that's a fucking 6 again.
So
I
set
swear I'm
that
not
set that
no
one aside.
fucking
Roll
way.
another
roll
one.
dice.
Set that one aside. Roll another one. You're now looking at 2 successes.
5.
Wait, is it exploding instead of counting as 2 successes?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
you have 3 successes there, 2 6s and a 5.
Yep, 6, 6, 5.
Because of how close you already were without getting up its fuzzy spider hockles, and now it's busy going. You only needed 2, so that extra one is just there.
Flavor.
And you weave this thing's face. Kind of ironic. Rena, what do you want to do? You're free falling through the air.
About how close is everybody to me?
I'm like right up there with you.
I haven't done anything yet, so I don't know.
So the spiders haven't actually been able to move forward on their turn because it hasn't been their turn yet. So when we started, they were like 200 feet away and closing. They're still 200 feet away and closing. Kai just created more friction as to slow down and keep up with him. They didn't really move towards him so much as they went like that. Which means you're up there. Everyone else is, you're up there. Molly is up there. Everyone else is 200 feet away. Give or take.
Oh,
Kai's up there.
Why did we skip Hoshi's turn exactly?
We didn't.
I didn't
didn't-
go.
I know you didn't, but Rena
Okay.
has a second point of agency I don't want to forget about.
Ah, okay.
oh, wait, is Molly not next to us too with the spiders? And
I thought
Just-
Molly,
did the-
Kai, and Rena were all up close. And
Yes,
then,
the 3
Yeah.
of you are next
Yeah.
to the only remaining spider that is
Okay.
a problem.
Are
One of them
they-
is dead. The other one is poisoned. The other one looks like it's had a really bad day.
Okay, so Kai is next to me. Is
Mhm.
Molly within 10 feet?
Yes.
I would like to try and attempt to do my aura of wind, which is
Okay.
create a 10-foot radius area of swirling air around myself for an hour, in addition to providing air for everyone in the area. Airborne effects such as harmful fumes cannot enter this aura. So I'm hoping to be able to use the wind to be able to control the speed of everything. Like kind of group us
In what
together
capacity?
as in like try to use it to group us together and then get us to the rest of the group.
So you want to use the wind to capture the 3 of you and then scale back down faster so that while they are free falling, you can go faster than them to catch up with them. and
aren't you
use it.
guys
Yeah.
closer to where we're trying to go, though?
So Xanatos' building is 600 feet that way as you hurtle past it. I would argue that none of you are closer to it.
Okay,
And that
okay.
you were traveling on a completely opposed axis.
I'm hoping to be able to use the wind to kind of control and gather everybody, including like kind of like gather these 2 with me, get the other 3, and then kind of maneuver us. to
How
where we
long
need
does
to
the
go.
how long does the buffer of wind last?
An hour?
An hour. Oh my. Yeah, I would say that yeah, go for it.
And it's my Miko.
Yeah, it lets you fly. Fine by me.
Okay.
It lets you fly with everyone within 10 feet, but you have an hour. And as long as you can deal with this remaining spider, there'll be nobody to disrupt you during that hour. So even if
Alright.
within the first couple of turns you can't catch everyone, you'd be able to eventually, way before the hour ran out, and then fly over to the Xanatos building. Well, fly, more like be carried by a flying nimbus. For those of us that have seen Dragon Ball Z.
So that would use one of my key reserves for that then.
Correct. And
Alright.
your other point of agency, so I don't forget about it. Hoshi, what do you want to do?
Well, if I see, okay, Eclipse, I would like to be able to reach my, sorry, he's laying on my hand.
I distinctly heard Eclipse say, sounds like a you problem.
Yep, with his eyeball. Oh, he got up. Thank you, baby. He was
And then
like,
I heard
"Oh,
him
you're
say, you owe me
crocheting?"
one, Human.
No. So what I would like to do is, since I can see Rena is doing magic wind things, and the spider, we're not necessarily going for capture spiders, we're going for disable spiders. Whether we kill them or not, we are making them no longer a threat to us in this moment type of disable, not, you know what I mean. She gonna take out her crossbow and
Uh-huh.
gonna go do this and go kaboom to the one that is not being actively poisoned, because apparently it smashing its face wasn't enough.
I mean, maybe it likes it.
So what do I roll for crossbow?
Marksmanship. You roll marksmanship
Okay,
against its
beautiful.
athletics.
So I have
But
5.
it's gonna go
dice.
down a die because it's busy choking.
Um,
Oh my god.
yeah, so this
Ugh.
I have 5 d6s to roll
Awesome.
because
I'm
I
guessing-
actually focused in marksmanship. What?
Hey,
All right.
you and me both.
And me.
I rolled a grand total
Hey.
of 1 success.
Well, that's a 6.
Nice. So everything else is gravy then. Like,
I don't know. It could be a bunch of ones
That's
after
a 5. The others were 2s and 3s.
it. Oh,
Okay.
So that is a 6 and a 5, so 3 successes.
you bet.
So, mechanic question. When do we decide that the d6 that the 6 on the die is going to explode versus it just counts as 2?
Oh, right. So that is my fault. All of Pondsmith's products that I've ever played in my life have exploding dice, except this one, where 6s are just 2 successes instead. I don't know where the exploding, my brain just caused the affiliation. That's my fault. If the exploding is more fun for you, feel free to keep it. But the introduction of it today was my mistake.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
Okay.
But if exploding dice is more fun, feel free to keep that. If not,
No,
it'll just be 2
it-
successes and call it a day. The 6-1 remove thing is in the book, though.
Yeah.
If you roll a
Okay.
1 and you rolled a 6, you didn't roll a 6. You just
Mhm.
rolled, like, they cancel each other out.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
got a 5 and a 6 and then 2 2s and a 3.
Okay, then you have 2. You have
3
right.
successes.
2 successes from the 6 and 1 from the 5 gets you a grand total of 3 against the one I rolled. There's 2 successes more than you need. The system doesn't do anything with gradients of success. You shoot the damn thing. For how much damage?
It does 4 damage.
To the one that is currently poisoned?
So we had the one that was poisoned and the one that smashed its face, and I was aiming for the one that was smashed.
Oh,
because more people.
Ugh.
Wait, I thought we only had 1 spider left in total.
you have 2 left. There's the
Oh,
dead one that
okay.
dropped you.
Yeah,
The one
the
that's
dead
been
one got the
poisoned.
crossbow bolt. The other one we just didn't focus on because it went.
Right.
back.
Mhm.
And like it's not hurtling 200 feet towards you because there's a cube in its way that it
And I
just
figure
collided
that
with.
I can reach it now because I've continued falling down and
Right,
can
right.
now aim
And
up.
kind of right, yeah.
Yeah.
So you deal 4 damage, did you say?
It says 4 damage. Yep.
So those cubes create like a pretty sizable the kind of skull fracture that if you walked into the doctor's office, they'd be like, how are you standing up? So you shoot a crossbow through there, and like little bits just and that'll be the end of that explanation because Heather gets
Thank you.
touchy. But the point is that creature is not okay at all.
You're touchy about a lot of things. The visceral descriptions is not touchy. That is visceral reactions are what happened.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah.
Brain and
I didn't mean to
Yeah.
downplay your concern there.
Oops.
So stuff comes out of the top of the bug. And I mean, it's probably going to die, but probably not on this round.
Could
Yes. You
do-
have 2 actions.
could I do a second shot at the other one then?
The one that is busy going
Yep.
because it's poisoned and tied up.
Yep.
Okay, sure.
Just take one at each.
Yeah.
Clips. Oh my god. Sorry,
Clip says,
he's
"Love
just
me."
pacing back and forth. He's not even like laying down in a specific spot.
He is
This
living
is-
up to his name.
Hi,
Uh-huh.
I mean,
He
clearly
is!
He's the main event.
I
Minnie.
rolled this many successes.
Great. I keep grabbing the D20, and that's not what we need. I need the D6, which you're about to lay on top of. Oh my god, move your ass.
He's like, I
That's a
am the center
4.
of attention of this entire
That's a 4.
episode today.
That's a 6. That's a 2. and that's a 1. So the 6 and the 1 cancel. So 6, 4, and 4. So 3 successes, and you just knocked my stuff into the trash can.
That's another 4 for the bound one. As you go shoot through one of its legs, and it starts to lose not legs, wings, and it starts to lose control. And it moves very much like a plane that's had a wing shorn off in mid-flight. If there was anything to crash into,
That'd be a problem.
Yeah, right. As it stands, there is something to crash into. You
Us.
all. Oh, right. So
Cool.
Right. So before we go to break, the first spider creature that's badly wounded has decided that perhaps it's lost its ability. It's almost certainly if it has a brain where you expect a brain to be, and it sure looks like it, it's lost some cognitive functioning abilities. But arguably, one's ability to experience fear is not one's ability to think. So between the two, it decides that maybe you're not worth it, and flies the best it can away. When it came in here, it flew like it had complete control, like a predatory bird, and now it's kind of buzzing away like a mayfly. It's not so good at it anymore. The remaining one has chosen another path and says, "If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me," and is going to ram. Oh, I don't know. Rena, you have had enough time to gather everybody else who was near you, which means that 4 Tanamichi and Hoshi are still down there, and your wind power doesn't work on it, right? Because you're busy gathering everybody else.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to them.
You bet. So it is going to dash down past you and attempt to collide with Hoshi with everything it has. Hoshi, would you make an athletics check at disadvantage unless you have some capacity to take like Miyoko that lets you move in the air? Mikio, excuse me. As that thing attempts to smash you with, I'm going to need more dice.
That's never a good thing
I
to
hate
hear a
that
DM
phrase.
say.
I hate it.
I'm going to need more dice.
Scoots.
That's not ominous at all.
So, that's a stealth check. Okay, so I have an armor that does 1.
An armor that does 1. Okay, we'll figure that out. We'll take a look.
But that's all I have in this. So I am rolling athletics.
To try and dodge out of the way.
Minus 1 die.
Disadvantage means you're down a die. You bet.
Okay, so I roll 2. That was a 5 and a 2.
Let's see. So you're looking at a grand total of 1 success?
Yep.
Ooh, spider rolls 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Help me, please.
That's gonna hurt.
Stop. Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Can we stop being attacked like midair? Games,
you only have one opponent left.
It's doing its job though.
At this point,
it's poisoned.
Right? Yeah, it's poisoned. Holy Moses!
Like that scene from The Simpsons. Hee, I'm in danger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For someone who hasn't actually watched The Simpsons, I use that quote too much.
Yes.
Yep, same.
Oh my!
It's just such a part of culture.
It's just iconic.
I'm glad you have 1 point of armor because you take 10 damage as a bear-sized spider collides with you with everything it has, and like all the gravity.
Stop knocking me down to 1 HP in your games this week. Stop it. Stop it.
So your armor soaks. You have 10 vitality, right?
I have 10 vitality with an armor of 1, so I take 9. Which is the same shit that happened on Saturday when I had taken 10 extra HP for temp.
Oh yeah, I remember
down
that.
to 1 regular HP, so I was at 11. And if I hadn't done that, I would have been fucked.
I remember that. But if it makes you feel better, that creature hits you and like accordions against you as its bones collapse and it.
Yes, it makes her feel so much better in this particular moment as she is also being accordioned. Yes,
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you're,
Can
I
I?
do not have a word to explain the amount of pain you are in.
So I have a question about
Yeah.
my Mikio.
I don't know what it feels like to have your heart in your foot, but you do right now.
Oh, I've done that. It's not good.
I
Um,
bet.
So I have the Mikio seal of repossession.
That sounds creepy as hell.
No, it's
Yeah.
very handy. It's very handy. So you have a small seal on an object you touch, which lasts for a week. By taking an action, you can teleport the object to your hand as long as it is within 50 feet. Can I say that that's already on my crossbow?
The item is in the crossbow, or the item is the crossbow?
The item is the crossbow that has the seal on it.
So you're gonna possess your crossbow?
It just means that if for some reason, if I go down and I drop my crossbow, I can get it back.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Hmm.
Repossession, like I can't
Literally
lose
just,
that thing.
I re-have it. That's
right,
it.
right. Repossess it. I can't lose it. Not
Mhm.
repossess
Oh,
it.
that's
Like I
creepy.
take over somebody
Yeah.
else's form.
It's
Like,
it's
it
a
sounds
Mhm,
creepy, but it
mhm.
is just literally practical, and it's with objects and not people.
A literal
Mhm.
repossession, not like a
Yes.
spiritual repossession.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is
I see.
probably a thing
She
in
was-
this game because one of the
Oh,
main
it
stats is
is.
spirit.
Yeah.
So,
it
you know,
is, for
it's
sure.
good to clarify.
she wants to Mjolnir her crossbow.
Yes.
Right. Who
Mhm.
doesn't?
Basically, basically, I would like
Are
to
you
have
kidding?
that.
I would put that tag on at several things in my home.
Yes.
Like my
I
glasses,
remote.
my
don't know
phone.
if I'm able to have more than one thing tagged.
I think for each, it's a Mikio, right?
Yeah.
I think for each point of key you're willing to spend, you could tag more than one thing at a time.
When do we get key back?
I think in this particular situation, you wouldn't. That key would be sort of in the tag and it would just sort of be banked until you retrieve it. As
Okay,
opposed to like the
okay.
wind ability, that's just you do
Mhm.
it and then the wind ability does the thing and it's gone, which is when you get the key point back.
So for at least now, I'm going to say both my whip and my crossbow already have a point of Mikio in them, so I have one left to use. But that's the only Mikio I took. So
Sure,
that just
yeah.
is all I would
That
need
makes
it for.
sense. Makes sense.
Mhm.
When we play more Titan Quest, a lot of your powers actually work like that.
Oh, nice.
You'll have like,
Hmm.
I'm going to spend 50 hit points into this wolf. That means that my hit points that were 250 are now 200 until that wolf is dead.
Mhm.
And then I get those 50 back.
Gotcha.
That sort of thing. So the two of you collide upon each other.
Yep.
It's
I'm
dead. I can't
one.
believe you're not. Like it's a flying spider bear and it crashed upon you. Like that's
And you
That's
are still
badass.
standing with one hit point.
right. Like
I am still
cannot
falling.
believe.
And
Mhm.
I definitely have the face of somebody that just slammed into a wall,
Hmm.
and it's just like,
Mhm. Mhm.
Little punch.
Can I
Didn't they?
after seeing that, because I still have my wind barrage up to kind of move and like basically like jet myself towards anybody. So
Mhm.
can I get up to her?
buddy.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
but-
a
Go ahead.
Hmm?
Go ahead. Between the
Oh,
you
I-
and Rena, your
Uh-huh.
wind powers, I mean the encounter is over.
Mhm.
Are you looking after Hoshi right now? Do you have perhaps a med kit or something like that?
I have a flower stem elixir, so
Oh, good, you too.
immediately upon ingesting this elixir, a character either regains 5 vitality points or ends the effect of a poison. So I see that and then see that she is not doing well at all. It's like, here, take this here. It's still just like not sure what's all going on.
Can we just point out Rena was in its mouth
Mhm.
And is completely
and
fine.
is completely
Yes.
fine.
Rescue
I
accomplished.
shot it at a distance, and I'm
and
at
you
one
ate
health.
shit.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ate a whole bunch of shit. Sure did.
So you said that's 5 vitality.
Yeah.
So
You get 5 back.
I'm up to 6. Thank you.
Oh,
actually
it
think
is
that's
worth
also
pointing
more
out that your
mindful.
armor is broken.
Yeah.
When armor in this system, when armor eats a point of damage for you, that point of damage on the armor is gone until you get the armor repaired. But if your armor value is reduced to 0, like it just was, it's just broken now. you'll need to replace it. But you're alive with what, 6 hit points?
Mhm.
Awesome.
Mhm.
From here, you take the two of you with your respective wind abilities, fly the team to kind of wherever you want to go. Is Xanatos' building where you want to go?
I thought
Yes,
we
I
were
mean,
going. Were we going to
Mm.
Xanatos or were we going to the alley?
We were
I
trying to
think we
go to the
were
steel port to go to the
intending
alley.
on going to the alley.
I think so.
As I understand it, you were coming here to I mean, you can change your mind, but as I understand it, the plan was to go to Xanatos' building to essentially ask a shady person if they had intel worth having, and then
Oh,
go to the
that's
alley.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
I will see everybody in 15 minutes because we flew right past the middle part
break
because somebody's
time.
busy
Yeah,
dying. Right.
we were,
See you in 15.
yeah.
Why? Like, no joke, on Saturday, god damn,
Same thing happened.
literally, just
Just gonna
I'm
mute
glad
the
Heinz
video.
is doing okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check on him.
Oh, Eclipse, you're cute, buddy. Hold on for me. Oh, I see, baby. You brought me a toy. I didn't forget it. Good girl. I did forget that we were streaming towards the end of that. So in the future, I will do my best to not just reference other games because not only do not all the players have context, but the audience has even less. Oh, dear. Oh, go get it. Go get it, my love. Let's go. Oh my god. Hi, Nova. No, no, no. You have yours. I don't know. No. Mm. No.
Oh, weird. Do.
No.
In case this wasn't clear, I did post in the the chat that I wish to canonically say that I'm hang gliding on the spider corpse.
Like a fucked up wingsuit. Yes, I saw.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I see that.
I wish to harvest its innards.
Or an ingenious wingsuit.
Or an ingenious wingsuit. Yeah, work with what you got.
Mhm,
Ford can get behind that.
mhm.
When the going gets tough, the tough get weird.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like we're gonna have to have a nickname for four, especially if we ever have to go to a golf course for a job.
It's Gearbox.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you think about it, it's kind of wild that Peter Parker didn't grow up to be a valet.
That's true.
Oh.
Peter Parker would become a full ballet.
Valet with a V.
Mm.
Mhm, mhm.
Not a valley girl, right?
A valet girl? Uh-huh. What?
Do that again. That was terrible.
You are welcome. Like,
Ugh.
Okay. I think we're all back, right?
I think so.
Back and ready to go. Cool.
Just, Molly was asking me embarrassing questions. That's all. What? I love my job, but that is easily my least favorite part of it is the whole talking about the money thing. Like, I get that it's a job, but no. So what you get out of this is hopefully a positive experience. What I got out of this is marketing. What the Pondsmiths get out of this is marketing. Everybody wins.
Merchandise.
Merchandising. The kids love this one. The Spaceballs flamethrower. You bet. Like, new technology allows you to see the movie at home before it's even out. We're in now.
I hate to break it to you, Jay, but unfortunately, he predicted the future. That one just with the wrong medium.
That is a fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a cold, hard fact. Uh,
You're referencing, so have fun.
referencing what now? Oh, you haven't seen. Never mind. I never get to be the guy who's like, you haven't seen the blah blah. That's kind of fun. Thanks for that.
We should watch Spaceballs with you.
We should. It's a great film.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bloodless.
That's true. Yeah.
They didn't have the budget for it.
It has a yeah. That's funny. There are so many great puns in that movie. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple in it that I think are a little.
Can't really do that
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, that's a Mel Brooks movie for you.
Especially in the year 2025.
Yeah.
There are a couple that make me go, ooh. But for the most part, it's pretty great.
Yeah, like Major Sergeant Asshole. And
That one and funny,
Asshole.
she doesn't look Druish.
Mm.
Nope, that one's no good. But the rest of them are pretty great. So
Moving on.
Moving on from
we're
here,
flying through the air.
except
With the
for
greatest of
Kai, who
or
is
Free Fallen.
right most free. Whoa.
Tom Petty.
Pronounce that second F. You know what I mean? Make sure we all hear the second F.
See, my brain does automatically hear the second F because I did a song called Free Falling in band, and then my freshman year show was Free Falling. So, I genuinely did hear that.
Yeah.
See, I know that, and I'm familiar with the song, but we also are a bunch of sex-crazed
Oh no, it was
lunatics.
different.
So,
It's not the,
Yeah.
not
And
the
Mike.
pop
Go back to our
song.
previous conversation at the earlier start
Not
of this
all.
game.
Here's the thing: my humor might be in the gutter, but life experience does not match sense of humor.
right.
That is 100% true.
So while the rest of you are free floating, because you're being carried by the grace of Rina and Tanamichi, Kai isn't doing either one of those things. Kai is sitting on top of a cloud, on the back of a spider, like just a macabre wingsuit. It's wrong, is what it is.
I'm letting the wind carry me, but I'm bringing some. I want to bring this critical resource with me, and
I
I'm
have
going
a
to
dark passenger. So you land, I suppose, by Xanatos's great, enormous warehouse that, aside from the giant X stamped on the side, is an otherwise unforgettable but very, very large building. Big, it's brown, it's metal, it's boring. The patch of dirt that it floats on in just this giant, colorful void is like 12 feet bigger than it needs to be to accommodate the building, and there's a lot of infrastructure underneath. The building extends down into the ground. It clearly has sublevels, so it looks like there's a skirt of dirt around the middle of a building. There is a door from which a relatively greenish blue projection of a man in what looks like a suit with lapels that are way too sharp projects out of it. Ponytail about this long. Confident eyes.
I
And
hate
also-
that I can immediately picture this person, and I
You're
don't
welcome.
like them.
And just clearly a douchebag, right? Like,
I feel like you just described a one-off Kim Possible villain.
yeah. I'm picturing Draken if he wasn't such a buffoon and a better dresser.
That's exactly where
I
I'm
had somebody
Aside-
else in mind, but
I can't tell you what the Disney film is, but you're also describing a Disney villain, and I have, or at least someone who I thought was a Disney villain. But I have no any other out clues to know what it's from. But there's a very specific mental picture in my brain.
Nice. Aside from the pels that are way too high, I would wear what he's wearing right now. I'm not one for that kind of thing. Anyway, he'll go, hello, I wasn't expecting visitors, but if you're here, you're either important or lacking in good judgment. What is it that I can help you with?
I think Kai has a key card.
yeah, I think I want to canonically say that as we land, I
With
am
the creepy spider.
I am on top of the creepy spider. I roll off, lie on my back, face up, and just grab the key card out of my vest, hold it up to the guy without comment.
I see. We are not taking visitors at this time. Well, there is no we. Well, I suppose I am a royal we, aren't I? We are not taking visitors at this time. Good day.
This isn't
Oh.
visiting. We
Oh,
have business.
Rena
The
is going
projection.
to
Go
like
ahead.
Rena's gonna like glide to grab the key card and walk up and be like, I don't care, we're here anyway. And swipe.
So as he says, I'm not taking visitors at this time. Good day, and the projection will cut as you walk towards them. And Kai says the word business. It'll turn back on and be like, business. Why didn't you say so? And he'll adjust his tie. To be clear, I mean a hologram will adjust its tie.
Yeah, yeah.
And the door will open all by itself.
He says, "Why don't we say so?" It's like we hadn't said anything before he told us to go away. But okay, whatever.
And technically, he didn't tell you to go away. He dismissed you. Like, you do what you
Somehow
like.
that's even worse.
You can tell someone to do something without words.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go through the door?
Oh yeah, Rena continued to walk. Like she was
You bet.
heading with the key
You don't
card
even slow
anyway.
down.
She didn't care.
Nice. You bet. The door opens into what looks like an absolutely lovely waiting room. The chairs are super comfortable. For once, the magazines are like this month's, right? And they're on this they're on a series of various subjects. There's magazines for like little kids, like highlights, just like you find in a doctor's office. There's also lots of treatises on business and the art of war and stuff
How
like that.
often do business partners bring their children into this building? I am concerned.
That is a good question. From the amount of magazines aimed at children, more than you might think.
Has one of those little cages with the all the little the beads on the.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dog-
The big wooden cube that has like metal bits all over it for you to spin and play with. You bet.
Those are for kids?
Oh, you just unlocked a memory.
I mean, also for people with ADHD.
It's called
Like-
skimming with assistance.
Right.
It's
What
the
do you
place
think
where
I'm
the
doing
germs
right
gather.
now? I've been spinning these dice in my hand since we sat down. Like, if I wasn't rolling them, they were moving in my right hand.
Ball cap.
Nice. I will
Tanamichi
eventually.
kind of.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, Tanamichi kind of just is like, we're walking into a trap. We're walking
Might
into
be.
a trap. Kind of under his
yeah.
breath as he follows behind.
I'm gonna because we have the telepathic communication thing. I'm like, I mean, it's a trap, but it's the trap, or we can be like falling forever. So I mean,
Molly is actively looking around the waiting room because I have a feeling, like, just in generally nice waiting rooms, they have potted plants.
There are potted plants in here, and they're the real
she-
things. Anados doesn't do plastic plants.
Yes, so she is gonna go and look to see if there are any fallen leaves, like in the bottom of the pots, to maybe
yeah.
like, kind of like how you do with like succulents. You can like take, like their
Mhm.
Oh,
fallen.
I like where you're going with this, but
Yeah.
a fallen leaf is a leaf that throws off the vibe, so you won't find any of those. This room is spotless. There's not a speck of dust. Those magazines are perfectly aligned on a shelf. It's a really nice waiting room, but it's like an uncomfortably rigid waiting room.
Okay, so then she's definitely going to very carefully take out like just a little pocket knife and like
And
take
help
a
yourself.
couple
I
take
see.
a couple leaves or stems off
You bet.
and put them in her pocket.
As each of you enter the room, there's a little like diode in the ceiling that'll flat right above the door, so you can't actually enter the room without stepping underneath it at least a little bit. And as you step under it, it'll flash green once every time you step up for each one of you. After you're all in the room, hard light, like the hologram outside, versions of yourselves will come up through the floor with serving trays and ask you what you want.
oh, that's not creepy at all.
There are what
Very
looks like
output by this.
bowls and cups, but they're empty, and they'll ask you what you want, and they explain that in your voices they ask you what you want,
Nope.
and explain that
Nope.
they'll fill up with Xanathos's patented matter adjusting technology, of course.
Oh, Molly
What-
immediately jumps in and she's just like, "Oh my gosh, yes, I would really love a chocolate cake right now. That just sounds like that just sounds real great. Please and thank you."
The cup will adjust it, the bowl will flatten into a plate, chocolate cake will grow out of it, and your holographic self will hand it to you.
Oh, she jumps right in. Like she just starts eating immediately.
It's
This is
really
some
great.
uncanny
excited
valley
about the
shit.
chocolate cake.
I promise it's the best chocolate cake you've ever had.
She is living her best life right now.
This is definitely some uncanny valley shit, and I'm not okay.
And you are not
sitting-
okay.
Hoshi is sitting, breathing, and just asks for a glass of water.
You bet.
That seems wise.
Yeah, that's all I need right now is just a little hydration. Okay, thanks.
Hoshi will provide Hoshi with a glass of water. Crystal clear, but I mean, it's water, right? Really good water doesn't taste like anything. So,
You and I
Re-
experience water differently. Really good water
Apparently.
has a very good taste.
Rita's gonna
Mhm.
request a
refreshment
health
is not a flavor. Like,
No,
I'm
but you
with you
can
there.
no. Mm.
it's quality, but it's not a flavor.
I need to tell you that there are people that taste the differences in water, and I'm not just
Mhm.
talking
Oh,
about
you
like
can.
It's
no, I'm not
100%.
just talking about like this severe mineral difference or something.
Mhm,
There is a difference in different brands of water.
Yeah.
Hush.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
well,
But
I don't
filtered
disagree with
water
you there.
tastes like filtered water, tastes like filtered
Mhm.
water.
Yeah, so it tastes refreshing and delicious. It is a flavor. You hush.
Sure. Rena, what was that?
Anyway,
Rena
argue
is
this
going
water
to
for the next 20 minutes.
request a health elixir and a glass of wine.
Neither of those is specific enough. The duplicate of you will ask for further details, like port wine, white wine. What is it that you want?
Oh, Cabernet Sauvignon.
You bet.
Molly immediately jumps in to her like biologist mode. And she's like, "Hey, just be careful that you can like actually mix your alcohol and medication because that just sounds like a recipe for disaster."
Oh no, it's not for me to have right now.
Okay.
As far as like the health elixir, I just want to have one on hand. I mean, if they're offering, I might as well take it up for free.
Yeah, right.
Gotcha. Yeah,
they-
she snaps
health
back out of it and
elixirs
goes back
do
to
not-
her cake.
You bet. Health elixirs do not traditionally come in flavors. They just sort of taste like,
Hang.
yeah.
Mhm.
Your
Tang has a flavor.
it does, right?
It
It's
tastes
orange.
like medicine.
tangy, right? Yeah, I love tang.
I heard pain has a flavor.
It does. In my experience, pain tastes a lot like iron.
Pain has a flavor. It's orange.
Like,
That's the most metal thing I've ever heard. It tastes like pain.
Pain. No, this is literally what I heard. Pain has a flavor. It's orange.
I see. No, tang
Soda
has a
sens-
flavor. that
sensation.
If
tastes
you have
like orange.
synesthesia, that might be true.
It might be.
Yeah.
I'll ask my
That
sister.
yeah.
Pain tastes like iron most of the time. Tang tastes
Mhm.
like orange.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm, mhm.
And if your
Um,
orange tastes like iron, get a different orange.
something's wrong with your
Yes.
orange, right? Like, don't
That's
eat
a
that.
rock.
Right, that's a rock. Like,
Yeah.
you can paint it orange. It does not change the truth. Don't put that in your mouth. So they the Shadow Rena or Clone Rena or Hard Light Rena, whatever it is, asks you
All
what
of those are bad descriptors.
You're welcome. Asks what flavor you'd like the health tonic to be. Something floral, something festive, something fruity.
A cherry.
You bet. It turns this brilliant red hue and they hand it to you. I say
Okay,
you hand it to you.
Yeah, I pocket it.
You bet. Does anybody have a specific food or drink request that I didn't already cover? Kai, what do you think? Go ahead, four. Sure. What?
Yeah. I would for once a 13th Street draft and some pretzels with a lot of salt.
You bet.
Thank you.
That will happen. Like just like
Nice.
that. I love how everyone, most everyone, has had a fairly specific request. Like,
We all just immediately were like, "Oh, I know what I want right now."
right. I have no qualms at all about taking food that came out of literally thin air through the floor
Mhm.
from like
Tanamichi's like, "Nah, bro, he's not doing shit."
versions
Like
of
Kai and
ourselves.
Tanamichi are just like, "The fuck are you guys doing?"
Yeah. I'm seriously. I'm looking at Tanamichi, giving him side eye, and going. I feel like these guys forgot how to ninja just for like a
Well,
half a
this-
second.
With Rena's past, she's used to this type of service.
Yeah, when you're
Right.
offered food,
Sure, but this is
you
like the
take it.
easiest way to poison someone.
Yeah,
So that could be
Molly's just
poison.
hungry.
Is to offer them shit and then they just take it willingly.
Isn't
Tanamichi,
that what
did
the
you say that
biologist
out
is
loud?
for?
No.
Okay.
So-
This
Just
is in
So,
the
yeah.
this is in the head
The head
Communication
speak.
thing.
Yeah,
You
this
bet.
is and
If
Whatever
I
the
do
fuck
get
that's called.
poisoned, I do also have one of those elixirs that you used on me in my pocket. So
Hmm.
I am covered. But
Is it-
also,
But I already used mine on you because
I
you were almost dead.
I was gonna say
So
I
I'm
took
not
a
taking
full
shit.
I took a full spider moth to the face and
Mhm.
Spider bear moth.
need some water.
right.
I need
Uh,
hydration.
Tanamichi and Kai, is it safe to say that you will not take anything?
correct. I'm probably gonna. The only benefit I might derive from this is that Kai will probably spend about 3 to 5 seconds looking at their other version of themselves and like trying to unmusk their hair and like, dang it! I thought I got that off. Just
That's funny. So once everybody has been served or not, the duplicates of yourselves will sink back into the floor, serving trays and everything.
I'm immediately at ease.
You feel better, huh?
Like Tadamichi's hands was like on his whip with his shurikens like in his pockets, like
You bet.
watching this interaction. And he lets go of the whip, but the shurikens are still like in his fingers, in his
Right.
pocket.
A panel in the wall opens up, and a different hard light Xanatos will come through it in that he is blue. He has his hands behind his back, and he'll swiftly, but not, will walk with purpose, not stride, into the room and go, business. Excellent. What are we looking to do today? He has a monocle. He adjusts it.
Okay,
Well.
who's the face of the party?
Right, this is how we decide right now.
So Molly steps up and she's just like, oh my God, that chocolate cake was like the best thing I've ever had in my entire life. So thank you so much. It was really like amazing. But yeah, we're here, like, we got this key card and we got this weird key, and we're just looking for more information. And you're like super smart and everything. So we were just wondering if you could like give us some info.
Of course, the chocolate cake was the best. I ripped it from your very thoughts. Of course, it was good.
Well, that makes sense why it was so good then.
You have a card that belongs to me, and you want to get something from me. So you'll what? Give me back my own property.
Oh,
No.
we didn't realize it like belonged to you. It was just given to us. Like we didn't take it or anything.
I see. Oh, my apologies. You're with them. I see.
We
Sure
are.
are.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
look,
you
I don't have time for whatever shenanigans you're wrapped up in right now. I am under attack by several international entities. I do not have time for this.
You might want to make time because those entities have nothing compared to what we're going through right now. So we're pushing forward anyway.
Says you and everyone else.
Yeah, well,
Everyone else isn't currently physically in your building.
yeah,
That's
with the
true.
key card.
Xanatos is something of an entitled douche. Would you make a what's the word I'm looking for here? Let's go with manipulation check to try and get him to come around.
I was gonna say, can I make a insight check against his manipulation check?
Again, oh, he's not making
Like-
manipulate
Oh.
check against you.
Okay.
If you want him to make time for you, you're gonna have to make a check for it. What one that is,
Okay.
feel free to, shoehorn if you have a specific one you want to try and
Do
use.
we have any?
He's just a raging douche.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a giant jerk. He's a giant entitled jerk.
I want to do one of my Mikos.
Sure.
Oh,
You have a Mikio that affects somebody else's ability to like ignore you?
Make a focus check to plant a seed in the mind of a character you touch who fails an opposed resistance check, which
You
imposes.
can't touch him. He's a
He's a hologram.
Darn it. Okay.
So you
never
can't
mind.
touch the physical body.
Because
of the
if you
person.
think
Yeah.
Xanatos didn't think of that kind of thing. like
Mm.
Thank you.
so
Okay, then I have a technique. Weak point
Okay.
politics.
Yeah.
By taking
Better.
an action, you can make an insight check against a character's manipulation. I think that's what Danamichu is about to do.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's not making
yeah.
a manipulation
He's
check
not
against you.
making
He's
against
mostly
Gotcha.
just ignoring you.
And-
right.
Mm.
and
And he's not
Hoshi,
here to-
while they're all going all over it, just quietly sidle up to him, lean into the hologram's ear, and just say, that the family Sora would greatly appreciate his cooperation in this matter and would love to arrange future business propositions with them in response.
He'll turn his head towards you and go, how grateful are we talking? On a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being
They
the
have
good number, of course.
political power.
Oh, I know who they are.
Yeah, no, she's thinking through this of if you need any oh no, because hold on. I'm gonna think of this real quick.
Our current relationship puts me with them at something of a 4. Could you personally guarantee that it would become something closer to a 6?
They've already lost one kid. I don't think they'd like to lose a second. So yes.
Oh, see, that sounds like if something were bad happen to you, my number would go down, not that it
No.
would go up if we work together.
No, because they don't know that you're involved yet. But I can
see.
personally tell them that you have assisted and made
Wonderful.
sure that my mission has been successful.
Wonderful. He'll extend his hand. What looks like a paper contract will shoot. It's not made of light. It appears to be actually made out of paper.
Mhm.
And it says that you offer your personal guarantee that his relationship will improve with the clan by at least 20%. And there's a place for you to sign.
Yep, she will.
You bet. His tone will completely change after you sign it. Be like, excellent. What can I help you with? What do you need?
I think was I the one with the picture last? Did anyone look at it after she?
Above table, I cannot believe you signed that.
Yeah. That feels like a deal with the devil right there.
Holy
it is
crap.
most likely a deal with the
100%.
You
devil.
didn't even blink.
That's
What?
okay.
Good for
Just,
you.
yeah, okay.
She was thrown into hell. She was drafted in there. She's gonna sign whatever
Yeah,
fucking deal
yeah.
she needs to get out.
From
Let's go.
because I'm familiar with some of the background of your character, I totally get it.
Yeah.
But I don't think
Mhm,
everyone
mhm.
else is. So I was like,
No.
you just sure, man, whatever.
I mean, Stormy's
Like-
face said it all. Was just.
I haven't told people
that
shit.
happened.
That was the most lored up we found about the character yet.
Yeah, yeah.
You did fucking what?
Who are you?
Like-
Uh-huh,
Rena
uh-huh.
is so excited to get to know you better now.
Thanatos too. The look in his face, complete
So,
change. Oh, look,
above-
somebody's willing to do business.
Yes,
Awesome.
Above table, I have not watched Arcane yet, but I've seen chunks of it. Caitlin has been a specific influence for this character in
Mhm,
certain
mhm.
ways.
Oh,
Hmm.
oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
no. You might want to not.
not
finish
all no
that.
certain pieces of it, but there's definitely
So now that we're past
Um,
all the talking and the flapping and the whatever, what is it that I can
Mhm.
help you with?
So she'll pull out the picture ground in that has like the poem clawed or scratched into the brick, and will look at Tenemichi about like a kind of up to you if you
Mhm.
show the key face, but will show the hologram this picture and say, we were handed this and told to fix it. She'll give the little bit of information of like, we know that I think it's what, 5th Street that we're going to? No. Is it,
Pretty sure it's fifth.
was it 5th Street or Steel Court?
Steel Court.
Still
Yeah.
court.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is where we know to go. We know nothing of whether or not we do of its local inhabitants, any gang violence, any local lore that this might have, any uptick in other incidents like this, significance of the doll, any and all pertinent information that you might have would be highly beneficial.
Oh, as a business
And we
partner.
knew that you were the one to come to, because who else is going to know this?
Thank you. I appreciate being appreciated. As a business partner, I will be as transparent as my other business partners will allow me to be. Wicked Jack and Wretched John and I have lots of dealings often. They're nice enough guys. I mean, I wouldn't turn your back on them, but I think you can say that about most people I work with. And probably
Wicked
most
Jack
people
and
you work
Wretched
with.
John.
Right. Yeah, Wretched John and Wicked Jack, you bet they're good friends with each other, not necessarily with me. We're associates, not friends.
Mhm.
You wouldn't have friends.
Oh, I have friends, just not friends who are my associates.
Hmm.
So, Jack and John are sorry. Wicked Jack and Wretched John, excuse me. They do insist. Last time I saw them, they were busy assembling something large and out of blood in one of their cathedral turn pit things. It's all very mysticism and hoopla nonsense. I don't really understand that kind of thing. Then again, who needs a god when you are your own? I don't bother with all of that.
That's just gross.
like
Kai
I
has
have
to
never
resist the
gotten
urge.
an actual ick from a character before.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I feel
You-
like Molly audibly like, ugh.
Yeah.
That is the plan. I want Animal to be the
Mhm.
slimiest, most Gastoniest motherfucker ever. Like, just Um,
the
it
eye
was-
roll. You can literally hear Kai's eyes roll.
He goes, I just don't bother with such fluffy, mystic, religious nonsensory. Anyway, that might matter to you. It doesn't matter to me. You probably want to know where that location is. Um, it
Very
is
much so.
underneath the old iron mill, which is, if I had to guess, a block or two from where you found this doll. Or I don't wish to assume from where this doll was found. Knowing your organization, some sort of cursory scan already occurred, which would have painted that area. But they're not me.
Mhm.
So if you're looking
No
to,
one
if
is.
correct, if you're looking to gain access to the underneath, it won't be that hard. Take that key card that you already have, go into the ironworks, ask for Frank.
Hmm.
I promise they will tell you that Frank is not a real person. Oh, they don't know what you're talking about, or some other such nonsense. Threaten one of them. Break an arm if you have to. Once you have everybody's attention, swing the key card around.
think we can do that.
In a show of, I know what I just said, but good faith, is there anything else I can do for you on the way out?
Molly says,
He does walk towards the door, like you are leaving. Like,
Just gonna look down at her broken armor and go, "Can I get a replacement?"
for that ratty thing, I assume you mean the word upgrade.
That would be even better. Thank you.
Of course.
Anything for a new business associate. And he'll like glare at Rena the whole time.
Oh,
So you'll get a suit much like that one, except it has 2 points of armor instead of 1.
okay.
Yum.
So
Will
glaring at Rena. Okay. Rena's just kind of got her arms crossed and she's just like nonchalantly smiling at him.
When I say you'll get, I mean a hard copy of Rena in what looks kind of like a very demeaning sort of French maid outfit. Will rise up out of the ground and give that to you.
Oh, Rena just kind of looks and be like, I know I still have it.
Oh, nice. Like, oh, I look
Yes.
good.
Yes. She's like not offended
That
by
is how
that at
you
all.
respond.
That
to
is a
shit.
mood.
That is a
Right.
power fucking move right there.
Yeah.
You're gonna try to demean me? Bet. I look
Right,
hot.
right.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Nice. The armor looks exactly like the armor you had before, but like it cost $1,000 more.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone else have any requests that I could ask of my very capable new business partner?
Uh,
Molly
Guaranteed
bounces
way.
up to
Uh,
Hoshi and whispers in her ear, "Can you please ask for another chocolate cake?"
Could
Can
we
we
also,
ask for a-
perchance, have another one of those chocolate cakes to go?
Jesus.
Molly's
Of
sitting there
course.
like,
Sweet mother of God.
When you step outside, you'll find that there are 6 of them pre-bundled.
Oh,
There are 6 of you, you know.
Yes.
Of course.
Hoshi will give hers to Molly.
I was gonna say, yeah, Tanamichi's not taking that shit.
Okay. Do they do body enhancements or modifications? And I mean that as in like strength, not in as like assets.
Assets.
Wow.
To
She
be
already has
clear,
that. Like,
right. To be
Hmm.
clear, the answer is both, right? And yes,
yes.
like when I said everything, I meant it. Like,
Well then, I mean, Rena knows that physically she's on the weaker side, so she would request something to help increase her strength and armor if that's possible, and still just kind of look and continue to stare at her
Xanatos will
maid.
like glare
Yeah,
you
I
up
was
and
gonna
down
say-
for a second in a very looking at a piece of meat kind of way. Like
Yeah.
it's creepy and
Uh-huh.
judgmental. And be like, I mean, there's a lot of work I could do here. But it would take time. Less time. I mean, I am me, but not even God made the world in one day. So I'm going to need a little bit more time.
I'll come back for it.
Oh, no, you misunderstand me. You'll need to be here. We are going to open you up.
Physical augmentation is
Mhm.
Oh, damn. No.
Tanamichi just kind
so,
of like
5 minutes.
tenses his right arm a little bit.
I can do
You
5
see
minutes.
Under.
Okay.
I'm
What-
sorry, we're just doing surgery now.
That's what it sounded like. What is it that you're looking for? To be taller, perhaps?
I want to be able to increase my strength and athletics.
That's it.
A little bit more muscle definition.
They kind of look you over and go, seriously, that's what you think
Well,
your
do you
flaws
have
are.
I mean, looking at you the way you're looking at me, you have suggestions. I'm all ears.
Where do I even start? We'll just do your thing. It's fine. It's fine.
So while that's happening,
I'm trying to build my character to being like a strength person for us
Yes.
now that I know we don't. Somebody
Hoshi
needs to be a
will-
tank.
will
Mhm,
step
mhm.
outside and step to the side and have a private phone call.
For the
Somebody else
record,
is
when
paying
we're
for
done
this.
here, I'm gonna get a shower. Playing Xanatos makes me fucking uncomfortable.
Uh-huh,
Like I'm gonna
uh-huh.
need a bath after this. Oh,
But Hoshi will contact her
So-
parents and
uh-huh.
let them know that they have additional sway with Xanatos as long as they are able to provide blah blah blah.
Services.
Perhaps
And
goods.
she has personally vouched for this. And if they don't use it, she will.
I see. While I want to know how that phone call goes down, I don't want to do it on the call because doing it on the call would tell all the other players how it went,
Yes.
and I don't want to take that agency away from you.
Ah.
Like,
Dang.
I love. They're like shit. Like,
While Rena's getting surgically enhanced by Satan, I'm gonna just like go over to the bear moth spider corpse and
thing,
try
you
to
bet.
harvest some teeth or poison glands or whatever the fuck it's got in there.
You bet.
I heard toys and glands.
I don't. Yeah, you don't know what's back there. You didn't look.
Yeah,
Like,
it's got a Barbie doll and some GI Joes up in its mouth.
It's the spider that keeps on giving.
right. Yeah. There's
Hey, if
There's
spiders gave me Barbie dolls growing up, I'd like them a little bit more as an adult.
It's I mean, it's an 8-legged creature with giant mandibles and a honking dump truck back end. You know what I mean? That could be all kinds of things back
The
there. Who
thorax
knows?
keeps on
Mhm.
going.
Yeah, right. Like
Oh.
thorax for days. Yeah.
And the session begins as it ends.
Uh-huh. It is ending as it began.
Yeah, deep in
would
the
you-
gutter.
Rena, would you make excuse me, there's a skill for that. Would you make an endurance roll to, endure?
Endure some fucking
Because you didn't ask for pain
insane-
medication.
Ogle.
Got it.
Ah, you're filthy.
Oh, I got a 6.
I asked
4, and a 2.
permission.
Doesn't mean you're not filthy. It just means you consider consent. You can be both. Like,
So that's 3 successes.
you bet. So that hurts a lot.
No pain, no
And
gain.
that is right. No glory, no story. He's gonna tear you open in ways I will not describe because Hoshi is here on the call, and I could not even begin to describe that without. Suffice to say that you're gonna need Vicodin and a Pez dispenser for like a year. Like that hurts a lot. But when it's over, you have a point more in each of the things you wanted to point in.
So would that? Okay, I'm
Said
gonna add.
athletics and
Athletics and body.
body.
Xanatos, well, not actual Xanatos. That would
So
never
would I
happen.
be able to put one in top of body, then athletics, and then in strength? So a total of 3 check marks added.
Yes,
Okay.
but when that procedure is over, the whole thing takes about 4.5 minutes.
Right.
Xanatos will explain that the effects of that are temporary because you are currently traveling with Xanatos Industries proprietary tech inside your body. A literal avatar of advertisement. Think of yourself like a walking, talking test drive. And nobody gets the whole car without paying for it. So those things are going to turn off in a few days unless you sign something.
Mm.
May I have the contract to read over?
Of course.
Okay.
The contract says that your ability to tap into the Inyo is now his ability to tap into the Inyo. This is a exclusive and permanent transaction.
Oh,
So basically, I'd be giving my annual up.
Correct.
forever.
Forever.
I'll be thinking
Nope.
about it.
Don't sign it yet. I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'll be thinking about it.
You got a couple
Um,
days.
Yeah, can we just
Yes.
take a? Yeah, we're gonna.